Good morning, good evening, Merry Christmas to everyone. How are we all doing? How is your day going? I trust the day is going excellently. For those that your day is just starting, you will have a lot of I'm getting some feedback. Okay. I think I can see where it is. All right. I was wondering, I was getting some kind of feedback. Um, at least now I know that okay. Okay, at least I know that I'm live on Facebook and Instagram because I was hearing the live session. I didn't mute it. So once again, how is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? How is your day so far? Can you believe Christmas is just how many days away? Today is the 23rd. Wow. It's always amazes me. It always amazes me how quickly a year can run by. Okay, we're live on LinkedIn. Also, we're live on YouTube. Awesome. It always amazes me because it seemed like just yesterday we were doing Happy New Year for this 2025. And here we are at the end of 2025, about to jump into 2026. So, wow, it's always, it amazes me, honestly. I have to just, it amazes me. So, how are you? Who is here? Do let me know that you're here with me this afternoon. If you're in Nigeria or you're in West Africa, this morning, if you're in America, Northern Hemisphere, if you're in any of the countries there, good morning. And I believe it's good evening if you're in like Australia or something. So, good evening. Yeah, this is Growth Habits with Ngozi, and I am your personal guide on the journey of growth. Um, we've been doing a series in this month of December, and this is the last of that series. Oh my goodness. No, the last one is next week. Next week should still be another session. Yeah. No, this is not the last. Next week should be another session. We have one more Tuesday in the month of December. So let me just do a quick recap. We're talking about habits of vision in this month of December. And we've had 3 sessions. If I can remember properly, I think we've had 3 sessions. Yeah. So, session one, we talked about reflecting with purpose. And we learned that reflection is not regret, but it is wisdom. You're not regretting the things that happened because a lot of things would have happened in the year, but you're just trying to glean the wisdom from the things that have happened. The reflection helps you to identify what worked, what drained us, and then what aligned with our purpose, what aligned with our divine direction. So the goal of reflection is always clarity. It's not for criticism's sake or any other thing. It's actually to gain clarity. And you cannot plan well for a future or for the future if you refuse to learn from the past. It's so difficult to plan for the future if you have not learned from the past. Okay, that was session one in this series. Session two, we talked about resetting and realigning. So now that you've reflected, the next thing you should do is to reset, realign, release some things, release some beliefs, release some patterns, release some habits that are no longer helping you to grow, that are no longer serving your growth. We learned that alignment sometimes requires subtraction and not addition. Big J45, I see you on Instagram. Thank you for joining me. I see a couple of people on Facebook, but once again, I can't tell who you are. Please do say a good day, something, Merry Christmas or something, so that I will know that you are there. and I can recognize you personally. So we're talking about session 2, where we talk about reset and realigning. We learned that, like I said, alignment sometimes requires subtraction, not always an addition. So letting go is an essential step for us to move forward. Um, that was what we learned in session 2. In session 3, we talked about crafting a vision, dissecting God aligned goals. And we explored the difference between ambition driven goals and God aligned goals. We agreed that there is a difference, and we looked at those differences. We said that your vision must be anchored in purpose, it has to be directed by prayer, and it has to be grounded in your values. My eyes have been itching since yesterday. I really don't know why, but it's okay. All right, so it has to be grounded in values. A God aligned vision helps you have peace and not pressure. So that was the things that we have done in the past 3 sessions in this month of December. So today's conversation helps us bring together all the things that we have discussed. We have reflected well. We have let go what is holding us back. We have gained clarity about where God is leading us. Okay, sorry, there's a message. There's actually a message I'm kind of expecting, but my apologies once again. So we've gained clarity about where God is leading us. Now, the question we want to answer today, the question we want to deal with today is, do your habits match the vision that you're carrying? Do your habits match the vision? So our topic today is faith-fueled planning. That's building habits that match your vision. Building habits that match your vision. That's what we're going to be talking about today. And I'm just going to give some few definitions and then share some points with us, and that will be that. All right, so what is faith-fueled planning? Faith-fueled planning is aligning intentionally your daily habits with God's direction for your life, with your purpose for your life, and trusting God, trusting Him, even while you're taking some disciplined, some obedient action. So faith-filled planning is, yes, you're aligning your purpose, you're doing your plans, you're preparing your habits, and you're ensuring that they're aligning with God's direction, and also trusting Him. You trust Him to bring the things to pass while you put in place some disciplined actions. That's the habits that you now put in place. So you trust God. Of course, you're not trusting God. You're trusting God to bring to pass His purposes in your life. But there are some things that are expected for you to do. You don't just say, "Oh, I'm trusting God," and then you laze about. No, there are some actions that you do need to take. So it's not, when we say faith-filled plan, it's not just passively waiting. It's actually an active trusting in God, an active putting your faith in God and doing what is necessary. Then vision aligned habits. These are actions, these are routines that support your values, that reflect your priorities, and that reinforce your long term direction. They're not random behaviors. No, they're the evidence of what you truly value. That's what your habits are. So, vision aligned habits are those ones that support your values, reflect your priorities, reinforce your long term direction. So, these are the 2 things I want to define as we go on in today's discourse. Okay, Uzo Koli, I can see you on Instagram. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. All right, so I'm just going, like I said, I'm going to give us a few points. Point one, in having this faith, in doing faith-filled planning. Point one is vision without habits leads to frustration. Vision without habits leads to frustration. Many people have strong vision. They have powerful vision of where they want to go, what they want to achieve, but there's no system supporting that habit, supporting that vision. The system that will support this habit we're taught. The system that supports this vision we are talking about is the habits we're going to build. So it's the habits that you put in place. That is the system that will support the vision. So you can, many, like I said, people have strong vision, but there's no system supporting, there are no habits. There are no habits. So yes, their vision will inspire you, will, get you pumped to start, will even start you. But it's the habits that you form that will sustain it. If you don't have any habits, that means you don't have a system. And momentum, motivation, they don't last forever. So it's those habits that you form, that system that you build, that is what is going to sustain the vision. So when you have a vision and there are no habits behind it to support it, that vision becomes like wishful thinking. I'm seeing that it looks like I'm moving out of the camera very often. I don't know. Every move I make, it looks like I'm off the frame. So that is the point one. That is the first point in once again, I'm a little bit distracted today. Like I said, that's a message I'm expecting, but it's okay. So that is point one in planning and letting your plans be faith fueled, building the habits that will help sustain the vision. So the first point is you do need those habits, because when you don't have them, you will be totally frustrated by everything, because things don't just work by themselves, they really don't. So what you will ask yourself is basically this: what vision do I have? What vision am I even praying for as we're preparing to enter 2026? What vision am I praying for that the habits that I have, they're not currently supporting that vision? The habits that I have built are not currently supporting it. This is a question you need to ask yourself. I need to ask myself as we move forward. Because without habits, our vision is just like wishful thinking, because we can't sustain it. So that is point one. Point two is that habits reveal what you truly believe. It's your habits that show us what you truly believe, not just what you're saying. You might have, this great, powerful vision of what you want to do, of what you think your purpose in life is, or whatever, what you want to achieve. But the habits that you have built, that is what's going to truly show what you believe. That is what is going to truly show whether that vision is even achievable. So your habits, they speak louder than your prayers, actually. They speak louder than your prayers. Because our prayers are like, the vision is the force behind your vision, yes. But the things you now do, the actions you then take after you pray, will either negate your prayers or support your prayers, will either negate your vision or sustain your vision. So your habits speak louder than your prayers. They do. And if you believe in growth, if you believe that tomorrow will be better than today, things will get better, your habit is what is going to reflect it. It's your habits that will reflect it. It's not just that I say things will get better or things are already moving in this direction. So if you believe in peace, your habits will protect that peace. The habits that you put in place will help protect, things like rest and all that. But if you don't have any habits put in place, you will see that truly this is not what you believe. So your habits will reveal what you truly believe. That is what is going to show us what you truly believe. The habits that you have put in place, the practices, the systems you have established. So if you, for example, if you believe God is leading you in one way or the other, you believe that God is directing your actions, is directing all the things that you do. What will help me know that you truly believe this is that one of maybe your habits include prayer, reflection, things like that. If I don't see that in your life, it's going to be difficult for you to prove to me that you truly believe God is leading you. I hope we get the point I'm making there. Because, if I don't see you as a person of prayer, I don't see you as a person of reflection, I don't see you as a person of the word, how do I assess that God is leading you? So it's the habits that you build that will help tell me what you truly believe. So it's not just that you say, this is what I believe. So point two, your habits reveal what you truly believe. Point one was vision without habits leads to frustration. Frustration. Point three, faith-fueled planning requires structure. Requires structure, not pressure. It requires structure. Faith-fueled planning is not about doing everything. It's about doing the right things consistently. So it requires structure. It means doing things, with simpler routines. It means having clear priorities. It means having a sustained rhythm. It does not mean a sustainable rhythm. Let me not just say sustained. It means having a sustainable rhythm in the way you do things. It doesn't mean that you're rigid. It doesn't mean that you can't pivot when necessary. But you have some routine. You have a system behind your vision. You have a system behind what you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve. So those are three quick points that I just want to point out to us in having this faith-fueled habits. Just a quick second. I want to check something in my notes if I wrote this thing down. I'm talking about faith-fueled planning today, remember. It doesn't look like I wrote it. And it's popping in and popping out of my head. That's why I wanted to check if I wrote it because I've not grasped it fully. So remember, let me go back to the three things that I talked about, which are the three key points to this faith-fueled planning. One, vision without habits leads to frustration. Habits reveal what you truly believe. It's your habits that will tell me what you truly believe. And then faith-fueled planning requires structure. Requires structure, not pressure. So you have to put some kind of structure, some kind of routine behind your vision, behind what you want to do. All right, so I have a framework that I kind of just put together for faith-fueled planning to ensure that your habits match your vision. That framework is 5 step Is it step? I don't even want to call it step. It's a five, what's the word I'm looking for? 5 part. Good. It's a 5 part framework that helps you to ensure that your habits they match your vision. And guilty, there's a mnemonic for that, and it is match. 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 So this is like a practical framework that helps you ensure that your habits they match your vision. So M is measure your current habits. Your current habit. What do you do daily? What do you do weekly? What do you do consistently? Measure it. Understand what they are. Measure those habits. The current ones you have, measure them. To an extent, understand them. Know their ins and outs as much as is possible. Your current habits. Then A, align these habits with your values. Ensure they align. If they don't align already, align them. If they're already aligning, excellent. But you need to ask yourself, does this habit reflect what matters most to me? These current habits I have, these current habits that I am, what is it, propagating, I want to say, does it reflect what matters most to me? So align your habits to your values. Okay, I don't know what's happening to my phone. I don't know. It's just making noises on its own. Okay, so to ensure your habits match your vision, one, measure your current habits. Two, align them with your values. Align those habits with your values. Three, trim what drains. T. Trim what drains. Remove the habits that consume energy without producing any growth. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Any habits that you have that they're taking up your energy, but they are not producing growth. They are not achieving anything for you. Get rid of them. We're looking at how to ensure that our habits match our vision. Measure your current habits. M. Align them with your values. A. Then trim what drains you. T. Trim what drains you. Remove those habits that consume energy without producing any growth. Out. Get rid of them. And then C, create supportive routines. Build habits that make obedience and consistency easier. For example, if I want to maintain, okay, I have a vision to impact the world. I'm purposely being very vague with the vision now, to impact the world, maybe with my teaching or something. Then I have to have a habit that makes it easy for me to impact the world, that makes it easy for me to do the things I need to do to impact the world. Do I need to study? Is that part of what I need to do? Then I need to build habits that will make it easier for me to study, that make it easier for me to obey the prompt to study, that make it easier for me to consistently keep to my study schedule. It could be putting, there's something called habit bundling. It could be combining the study time with something that I already enjoy doing and I do. For example, I love to go for a walk. I love to go for a walk. When I don't, I always feel bad when I'm not able to go, but I do love it. I enjoy just walking. I'm not talking about running. I'm not even talking about for exercise per se, but just the act of just walking, enjoying the breeze if there's breeze, enjoying the weather, whatever the weather happens to be. I love it. I enjoy it. So because I enjoy it, I find the habit that maybe I'm still trying to form. Maybe I've not formed it yet. A habit I'm trying to form, and I bundle it with my walking time. This is something I already enjoy doing. This is something that I already probably would do even when I don't really feel like. You understand? I now add a habit that I'm trying to form to it. So, for example, if I'm trying to form the habit of reading my Bible every day, you use an audio Bible on your walk, you play the audio Bible. You understand? So, create supportive routines, routines that will help make obedience, that will help make consistency easier. I've given us an example of how to do that. So that is the C, create supportive routines. So we have, remember, we're looking at how to ensure your habits match your vision. And we said the mnemonic is match, MATCH. M is measure your current habits. A, align with your values. T, trim what drains. C, create supportive routines. And H, hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable. Many of us are looking for who will hold us accountable. That's why we look for coaches, mentors, and all that. And that is good. It's excellent that you find someone that will hold you accountable. But you need to first hold yourself accountable. If you can't first hold yourself accountable, you will find it difficult for another person to hold you accountable. I'm telling you, it's not as if you can't do it, but it becomes more difficult for you because you can't even hold yourself accountable. How will someone else hold you? If you can't tell yourself the hard truth, how will you hear it from another person? Really? How? So hold yourself accountable. Faith thrives with accountability. If I'm believing God, for example, for something, I've prayed about it and I'm trusting God for whatever it is that I'm trusting God for. I must hold myself accountable for the seasons when doubt wants to come in. I have to be able, when those thoughts come, to say, no, not today. I mean, thoughts, they will always come. We can't help that. But giving them room, we can help. We can help that. So hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable. Don't just leave accountability for a third party, for someone else to do for you. Hold yourself accountable. And you will find that when you're able to do these five things, when you're able to do these five things, you will see that the habits that you're forming will align to your vision. They will match your vision. Because when you have already measured your current habits, you've looked at them, you've seen what you do daily, weekly, and what you do consistently. Then you've aligned them with your values. You've sat down with these habits that you have, your current habits, and you find a way to align these current habits with your values, especially the new values you're trying to develop because of the vision you have for 2026, for the next 3 months, whatever. Then you have trimmed the things that trim, because there will always be the things that will be the habits that you already have, that they're not really producing anything. They're keeping you busy, but there's no productivity with those habits. Trim them, remove them, get rid of them. And you've now gone ahead, after you've done this trimming, you create supportive routines, things that will help make this obedience easier for you. I gave us an example of habit bundling, combining something you already do that is now habit for you, is no longer stressful, it's not something you have to think too much about to do, and probably something you enjoy. Combine a new habit that you're trying to form with it. Do them at the same time. Something as simple as brushing your teeth. There is no person I know that will wake up in the morning and go out for the day, did not brush your teeth. It's rare. If it happens, it's rare. So find a habit to put in that time that you're brushing your teeth. A new habit you're trying to form, combine it. So this is how you create supportive routines. then hold yourself accountable. Don't wait for any other person to do it. Hold yourself accountable first. Then it becomes easier to be accountable to someone else. It becomes easier to be accountable to someone else when you have held yourself accountable. If you can do these 5 things, then you will find that your habits are beginning to match your vision. They're beginning to match your vision. They're beginning to match your purpose. They're beginning to match who you are or who you want to be. All right, so now I would like to ask us, remember that we're trying to cut down the time for this our Tuesday live session. So I apologize if I was too fast. Okay, I'm just checking on Insta. Yes, okay. Uzo is just listed out the things I mentioned. Match, measure your current habits, align the habits to your values, trim what drains you, create supportive team. Is it what I said? Routines, not team. Supportive routines, not supportive team. Then hold yourself accountable. Yeah, that is match. So the thing for us now is to ask ourselves, what is that one vision that God has placed in our heart for the coming year? What is it? Because we want to be able to develop habits that will help us achieve that vision. So, what is that one vision? What is that one thing that for the coming year, you know, this is what you need to do, you know, this is what you need to achieve? As you have that vision, as you have that plan, as you have that purpose, what habits do you currently have? What habits do you have right now that contradicts that vision? What habits do you have right now that contradicts that vision? Then, number 3, what small adjustments can I make this week so that my habits are aligning better with the vision that I have, with the purpose that I have? What is that one small habit that I can start? Or sometimes you need to start, sometimes you need to adjust. So, what is that one habit that I need to start or that I need to adjust this week so that my habits align better with my vision, with that vision that I have for next year, that purpose I want to achieve for next year? So, what habit, remember, what is that one vision? What habit currently contradicts that vision? Then, what small habits? Because I always believe that it's easier when you start small and then build. So, start with one habit that you can start, there's a fresh one, or that you need to adjust this week, they'll help you align better. And then focus on that one. Get that one established first. When you get that one small habit established, of course, you will now have the momentum to move to the next. And before you know it, you have developed 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new habits that will help you grow, that will help you achieve the vision that you have, that will help you achieve the purposes of God for your life this coming year. So, and the piece of advice, when you're looking for this new habit, make it simple. Don't let it be too complicated. Don't let it be too complicated. This habit that you're trying to develop or adjust to align better, let it be simple. The simpler, the better. I am a big apostle of simple. Simple life. Simple life. No need to complicate things too much. So make that habit simple. Then ensure that one thing that helps, it helps me, ensure that you build reflection. somewhere into this whole routine that you want to develop. A time to sit and reflect. Please build it in. And then also try your best to have periods of review. They can be weekly, it can be bi-weekly, can be twice a month, it can be once a month, but have periods of review. I prefer weekly reviews because by the time you leave it to, every 2 weeks, some things might fall through the cracks, but still good. But no, weekly reviews help so that you're reviewing your habits now, not just the goals that you have. It's not just the goals or the vision for the year that you're reviewing your habits also. So I can say for a fact that faith-fueled plans, they always outlast fear-driven distractions, because I call them fear-driven distractions. I did not call them fear-driven plans because they are distractions. Any plan that you have that's driven by fear is a distraction. I remember someone asked me sometime, she was trying to make some decisions, and the one thing that I kept asking her, what is driving this decision? Is it fear? Or the hesitation you're feeling, is it driven by fear? If it's driven by fear, it cannot help you. It cannot help you. So faith-fueled plans will always outlast fear-driven distractions, because that is what they truly are. You don't need perfect habits. You really don't. You just need your habits to align. You just need your habits to align to your vision, to align to your purpose. The habits become easier to form, easier to sustain when they align to your purpose, when they align to your visions. So ensure that your daily actions, ensure that what you do each day agrees with the future that you're praying for. What you're doing every day, let it agree with that future that you're praying for, that vision that you have, that future that you see. So, with that, I've come to the end of this session for today. And next week, we're going to be the last session in this series, and we're going to be talking about reflect, realign, and walk forward with faith. That's moving into, I think next week is 30th. Next week, Tuesday, what's the date? I've got an open calculator instead of calendar. Next week, Tuesday, it's the 30th of December. So we are at the cusp of moving into 2022. So we're going to talk about reflect, realign, and walk forward with faith. Having said that, I have a program coming up on the 10th of January. It's on Zoom. I want to keep it to 2 hours or less. It's up to, I'm leaving this one totally up to the Holy Spirit, how he leads and guides us in that program. So I've always had people ask me, how do you hear from God? I've always found it difficult to explain it. I've always found it difficult to explain to people how I hear from God. Simply because, one, how I hear from God does not necessarily mean that that is how you will hear from God. So I find it difficult explaining it to people. And when I do, they don't ever seem to quite grasp it. But recently, I've come to see that hearing from God is not mass production kind of thing. It's not something that I can actually teach you per se. It's something that you have to experience. How God talks to me is not going to be the way He's going to talk to you. So I decided to hold a 1-day session called Tuned In. And it's just going to be basically me sharing my experiences. Because I know many a times we wonder, we hear voices in our head always, and we wonder, is this God or is this my thoughts? And we ask, how does God really speak? How does He really speak to me? And does He even speak to human beings generally? And how can I really hear Him clearly with almost no doubt? You can see that I carefully said almost no doubt. And how can I hear Him without confusion? I know this is a question I asked severally myself. Before. I still ask it, honestly. That's why, if you say I took that, I wanted to say, this is a question I used to ask, but I still ask these questions. I still wonder, when I hear, is this God or this my thoughts? So what I'm going to do in this Zoom session is I'm just going to share my own personal journey. I'm going to share how I have developed, how I have grown in hearing from God, and hopefully that will help someone. So if you're interested in being part of that session, it's happening on the 10th of January. It's a Saturday. On the 10th of January, it's happening at 8 p.m. Nigerian time or West African time. It's going to be on Zoom, but you need to register. You need to register for this session. So I made a post yesterday, but I'll still post the registration link. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I'll still post the registration link for us in this. Let me see if I can post it now. Okay, no. I'll still post the registration link for us. What I thought was showing is not showing. In the comment section. So, okay, I've seen what I'm looking for. So please, if you're interested, this is not growth habits per se. This is me, Ngozi, personally sharing from my heart. Sharing from my heart. So I'm posting the link. Please register. Registration is needed, is necessary. Register. When you register, you will now be added to a WhatsApp group. It is in that WhatsApp group that you will get the Zoom link and every other detail that you need. I've posted the link. Oh, yes, those are routines. Sorry, create supportive routines. Yes, I'm just seeing your comment on Instagram. Okay, I've posted the link for the tuned in program. The registration link, please join if you're interested in that session. Okay, yeah, I think with that, we have come to the end of Growth Habits session 136, right? Let me check. I think it's session 136. Where is my note? Okay, yeah, session 136. We have come to the end of this session, and I believe and I trust that we have learned something and we've been able to grab something from our short discourse. I hope to see us next week right here on Growth Habits with Ngozi. Please, same time, 1 p.m. Nigerian time, right here on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We're live on these 4 platforms every Tuesday. So join us wherever it's more convenient for you in these 4 platforms. But I would advise that you subscribe to our YouTube page, Growth Habits with Ngozi, because there, all our videos are there from all the sessions. You know that Facebook now has a policy that after 30 days or so, they delete the videos. So But if you're on the YouTube channel, if you subscribe, you have access to all the videos from day one to today. So please subscribe. Follow us on all our social media handles also. And I will see you same time, 1 p.m., right here on Growth Habits with Ngozi. Thank you so much. For those that have already registered for the Tuned In, I'm sure you've gotten a link to join the WhatsApp group. Please do join that WhatsApp group. That's where you'll get all the other information that you need. And if you have not, I've put the registration link in both the Instagram and the Facebook live video comment session. Do join us for that session if you are interested. All right, thank you all once again for joining me. I do appreciate each and every one that joins live, each and every one that watches the replay. I appreciate you greatly, and I thank you for sharing your time with me on Growth Habits. In January, I will let us know next week what we'll be talking about in the month of January. All right, so thank you all once again, and do have an awesome, awesome day. See you next week, Tuesday, right here on Growth Habits with Ngozi. Bye.